Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know what we do? We got to check to make sure everything's working. I don't see us yet. Says we're live. Okay. Share this to. Share to the page. I figured it out last week. See if I can figure it out this week.
Says we're live.
Yeah, but I want to share to the Better for Today that page. Share. Here it goes to the page. Better for Today. All right. Share it. All right. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. All right. You down. Here. Back here. All right. I'm good. All right. I think I got it. As you can see on the bottom, that is our YouTube. I don't know what you want to call it. Hey, what's up, D? Danielle's watching. What do you call it?
A YouTube channel.
No, that it's like if you click on that, as well as hold
on the link.
It's the link. Where is it?
I don't know. My hair's a mess.
I had my Q. There it goes. That is our QR code. Yeah. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, y'all. All of our past episodes, you could go back and watch them. Last 2 weeks have been really, really good. We had one where we had Apostle Banks come on and talk about an IUL. And for all y'all still without life insurance, you need to get you some life insurance. And what better kind of life insurance to get than one that gives you living benefits? You want to explain it, or?
Oh, you were doing real good.
I just started. I wasn't doing well. I just said 2 sentences. But the IUL is called Index Universal Life Insurance, and it gives what you call what I call living benefits, meaning if you end up with some sort of an illness or anything that, I don't know, there's a list of things that they have that you can tap into that insurance policy and use some of the money while you're still alive. It also acts as almost like a retirement fund. If you save X amount of money, by the time you get a certain age, you can use that money, or that money is almost like is it a monthly thing or a yearly thing?
Stipend, yeah.
Yeah. So the objective of that life insurance is it's not just to bury you. It's insurance policy that you can use. And if you got young kids or grandkids, man, it is ideal.
It also works off of the principle like a 401k, but when the stock drops, your money doesn't. You don't lose.
You don't lose any money.
It's always gaining. So you could almost triple your money. You can utilize it as a savings because it's tax-free.
What's up, Fee?
You can borrow off of it with no penalties.
Yeah, go and get you some insurance.
You have options, but it's a better option than looking for somebody else to
GoFundMe is not insurance.
Yeah, to take care of your negligence, because and you can't say that you don't know.
GoFundMe is not,
and have it structured that it's beneficial for you. You don't try to big up like you hear other people doing.
Right.
You got to work within your own means.
Praise the Lord for GoFundMe, but that's not
the answer.
When you can prepare now.
Right.
$50, $100 a month.
Right. And it doesn't make that you're going to die any sooner. You're going to die. We're all going to die. So you got to get that out your head and understand you have to cover your bases, not for anything else, but your loved ones have to deal with the fact that you're gone, but now gone and now you're a burden because now we got to figure out how we're going to bury you. That's
tough.
That's selfish.
It's tough, especially when you, like you said, you got to deal with the loss and now we got to figure out how to bury you.
Yeah.
We've been in that situation a few times and it's not fun.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell it wasn't us because we still here, but it ain't fun.
Right.
Last week we talked about hurt. And some of the topics was acknowledge your hurt, understand your feelings, practice self-compassion, seek closure, focus on forgiveness, reframe the experience, build healthy coping mechanisms, set boundaries, seek professional help, focus on the present, and surround yourself with support. Like I said, you can go back on YouTube and rewatch that broadcast. Well, something interesting happened to me last week. I want to say thank you first to my wife and to Fee for saying, we were talking about how when you're talking to somebody in intense fellowship, and there's a certain tone that you should use. And I was saying how you can't control how people hear you. That's not true. I've been researching since last Thursday, and it's amazing how the person who's talking can, you say this correctly, can control the temperature of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You can control the temperature of the conversation. So I was wrong. And tonight I'm talking from a talker's perspective and not a listener. There's two perspectives, two dynamics when that conversation takes place. At any particular time, you could be on the spectrum of both of them. You could be from a talker to a listener. So it's going to have some interesting tidbits about listening, but a lot of it's about talking. And so Sunday, we was home, the ministry shut down, and the founder of our ministry said something that I never heard before. He called it a distracted heart. And, there's a whole lot of different types of hearts listed in the Bible. That's not actually in there. I can smell that now. Mm-hmm. But it sent me spiraling like I never heard that before. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing the correlation between your heart and your ears, your listening. And so I found this. Let me find it. I found this. I don't know what I was reading. I read so much. So when the two ears are put side by side, it forms the shape of the heart. Interestingly, the word ear sits right in the middle of the word heart. The ear is the way to the heart. If I take this thing down, you probably could see the. Hold on. Got so much stuff here. Here it goes. Here's it comes. I think it just went bad. I'll tell you. We'll be ready one day. Mm-hmm. I want y'all to read the bottom of this thing. Here it goes. There it goes. The ear is the way to the heart. So if you want someone's heart, learn to listen to him or her. But that goes also to the talker, because we're going to get into this. Whenever you're in intense fellowship, let's just say a heated conversation, both hearts are distracted based off how you're viewing the conversation. Meaning, am I trying to win, or am I trying to resolve this?
Right.
A lot of times, because I can say that the conversation has developed because somebody got hurt, somebody said something wrong. The objective is winning. It ain't about trying to resolve that thing. And so I ran across so much stuff in regards to this topic, but this one here, somebody commented. That's Fee. Oh, she tagging people.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of notes, man, so y'all got to bear with me. I'm talking a lot of notes. This was a great scripture. It says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Mm-hmm. Everything you do flows from it. So, like I said, I've been researching all week. It is your heart that controls your listening. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with your mind. The heart sends the mind the signal how that conversation is going to go. Mm. So a lot of our talk tonight is going to be from a what's it called again? A distracted heart. Mm. There's some reasoning behind it. There's some strategies on how to help you with a distracted heart. And this all has to do with listening and talking. Let's see the comments. We got to see the comments. Can you pin that again? Was that the scripture? Are you talking about the scripture? Here it goes. Proverbs 4:23, which states, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. As I went through my week, this is the truth. This whole week, I've just sat back and just kind of been chill, just paying attention to stuff. And you can hear people's heart. You can hear it clear as day. And when you
take the time,
and when you hear their heart, that's how you can control the temperature of the conversation.
Yes.
If you're paying attention. And I hadn't been paying attention. I had to say what I had to say. And I hadn't been paying attention. I'm just, what up, Sims? Okay, I got you, Fee. Said that's her daughter. And one of the things about distracted heart that we'll see down the line when we start to discuss them, it's a lot of information. I doubt we get through it tonight. All of it is a distracted heart scatters your priorities. It scatters your priorities because at the particular moment, you sound like the hat out. At the particular moment that the heated conversation takes place, you're not listening to the other person's heart.
No.
That is the last thing you're trying to hear.
Yeah, you want to get your point across.
I got to get my point across.
Yeah.
That's good, Fee. You got to learn to listen intentionally. That is correct. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to start off at the beginning. Carmen has some research of her own over there. She's got this new website that is really good. I mean, it's good. And it is, what is a distracted heart? Anybody wants to come on the live, they can. But we have to first thing, like, I think I said it last week. Our mantra and constantly was identification. Jesus Christ. Education, application, and manifestation. So what's Sim say? Anger usually overcomes a hurt heart. Anger usually overcomes or comes after or comes up as a part of that, Sims. But we're getting into right now, Sims, what a distracted heart is. So therefore, after that, then we can learn how to, let me say this correctly. how to separate the hurt from your conversation. Like you can be hurt and still have a decent conversation if you don't let your priorities get scattered. Hope this is making sense. It made sense when I wrote it all down. All right. So the question was, what is a distracted heart? I got a lot of notes. It's in the one you sent me, Combs.
Oh, I have to go to my email.
Yeah, you should be able to. That's the only one I don't think I have here.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Somebody got a comment here.
It's mine.
Yeah, Sims, a distracted heart. I'm gonna put this in the chat. I should have had this.
I put you there.
It is. I don't know where it's at. I'm still adding stuff in here. This is crazy.
Where'd it go?
So here it goes. A distracted heart is a heart that is preoccupied with worldly concerns and and unable to focus on what is truly important. It looks like there's more there. That's it. Okay, let's read that again. A distracted heart is a heart that is preoccupied with worldly concerns and unable to focus on what is truly important. How can you identify that you're operating with a distracted heart? All right. One of the things that emphasize big time is journaling. You got to write down journaling. And you got to write down journaling. I'm sleepy. Hold on, let me drink some water.
So you have a record of what's going on with you.
It's imperative that you have a record because in this society that we live in nowadays, can't nobody tell you if you did something wrong. Many things I would say, but you have to strengthen it on the priorities. All right, Sims. Once again, a distracted heart. The definition we got, Carmen had some information on it. I don't know what I did with it. I got so much stuff here. It says that a heart that is preoccupied with worldly concerns and unable to focus on what is truly important. In regards to a heated discussion, I don't know if it would be considered a worldly concern. I think it would be more so of a concern of me having to get my point across.
Right.
And so, with that being said, the priorities get screwed up. You know, sometimes we forget that that's our spouse standing over there. You know, and particularly from a man's perspective, it's who do she think she's talking to? Mm-hmm. You know, because the physical, physically stronger, and there's just some things that you think that it could make you overpower your spouse, and that causes the conversation to shift into another realm.
Male machismo.
You could call it that. Mm-hmm. And that's not equality in the marriage or any conversation.
Correct.
You know, it doesn't have to be a marriage per se to I got so many notes. This is ridiculous. It's all on the like that. It's the screen. I'm better with paper, man. I am. I'm so much better with paper. Fee says wanting to be right. At that moment, there's no right or wrong. So what Sims say? Sims says a man when angry is going to flex his masculinity. That doesn't make it right. It's just how we've been trained, Sims. So this whole broadcast is about getting better. I wrote this down the other day. Your body is a temple that you're responsible for maintaining. Nobody else can maintain your body. Nobody else can maintain your mind. Nobody else's behavior makes you do anything. we're just trained to, I guess, like as Tim said, exercise our masculinity in certain situations to prove that we're, you can't do this. You can't. No, that's just not. It's not right. It's not right. All right. So let me get to let me dissect these notes. Because I got so many. Find it. I'm gonna find it. I was ready a minute ago. I was.
There it is.
All right. These are called signs of having a distracted heart. Well, let's get to something else. The causes of
a distracted heart.
Of distracted heart. All right. One of the causes of a distracted heart is hurt. Through my research, and the source of my research this week was Science Weekly, when it doesn't matter which party is hurt, whatever was the tone, the body language, or whatever took place at the impact of the hurt, it gets recorded. I would say somewhere in the body it gets recorded. Who's that?
No,
it gets recorded. And until we go back in there, here's an example. Let's just say, for instance, you got a boyfriend or a spouse or whatever, and you go and tell your family about the negative thing that this person's done. All right. We never go back and tell the family that we're cool.
That it's been resolved.
That everything's been resolved.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you pop up with this person. And nobody's been told that you're back with this person. And they're still dealing or viewing the relationship from that place that you just told them about.
Right.
Where this happened. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with your mind. It's the same way. When you and a close friend get into some kind of heated debate or whatever, you got to go back into your mind or wherever this stuff is stored at, and let that place know everything's cool. Because whatever that person does, that's similar. And this can happen when there isn't intense fellowship. A tone. The problem is when this happens, the other person never says anything about it. They just sit back. Sometimes they go into a shell. Sometimes, and all of a sudden, they're back at the place where the hurt started, and they never say nothing. They never go, you know what this just reminded me of? Because I believe a lot of us are more concerned with our friends' feelings than we are with our own. And when you bring that up, this is amazing. When you bring that up and say to the person, hey, you know, this reminded me of, that's when the stuff gets cleaned out. It doesn't get cleaned out unless you confront the individual.
Right.
That was the initial cause of the hurt. You can't clean it out talking to your friends.
No.
You can't. It has to be a conversation with the person that caused it. All right. I think we're getting off subject, but I don't know. So we're at the causes of a distracted heart. God, these notes are all over the place. I was trying to get them in here so I wouldn't forget them, and they're not in any order.
I don't know why this thing is taking so long, and I'm with you with the paper because the electronics is moving really slow.
So that's in repairing the heart.
This one is healing emotional wounds is a deeply personal journey. How to clean How do you clean out your emotional hurt?
All right, I'm just gonna start posting this stuff.
I have
Things that can cause a distracted heart: grief or loss.
Mm-hmm.
Deep emotional pain can make the heart feel distracted or disconnected. So we talked about journaling.
Mm-hmm.
The journal is not going to work if you're not honest.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of foolish to have a journal that you're lying in? Like, that is the dumbest thing in the world. Like, why would you even have the journal?
Well, it depends on how people.
Like, just think about this. I'm writing down some of the things that, in my day, some of the things I might need to work on, and I'm lying. I'm making stuff up. But does that person even realize they're doing it?
Because they've been operating in that mode.
That what they're
so
writing
long.
down in their journal is literally not what's taking place.
Mm.
And how can they identify that? What can they do to identify that? I think that's where professional help comes into play.
Mm-hmm. Or have a friend like you say, that didn't happen.
I ain't the right kind of friend sometimes. I'm just not the right
that
kind of.
wasn't me.
I'm not the right kind of friend sometimes. I'm just not. They got another one here called emotional turmoil. Unresolved emotions like anger, sadness, or anxiety can preoccupy the heart and the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I wandered off and read this other article that's somewhere in here. And it talked about, it might be in here. It talked about how the different types of relationships people are in. And some of us don't even know we're in that kind of relationship. One of the relationships it talked about is the relationship that we're in with our electronic devices. I'm addicted to social media. I'm not afraid to say it. But what happens when it's an addiction. Don't fool yourself into thinking it's not.
I was gonna say, yeah. Don't underestimate it. It is what it is.
What happens is the relationship with your electronic devices becomes the priority. The reason for that is it's an emotionless relationship.
Yeah.
It does not talk back.
Yeah.
It does not say anything negative to you. Mm-hmm. And so we get comfortable with that relationship and it becomes our go-to. That you don't never have to resolve nothing because I got somewhere to go. Not realizing this relationship that you're forming with these devices is meaningless. But what it does is it makes you social by being antisocial. Because you're social with everything that's going on your devices, but not with the people who matter.
Right.
And we got to get back to prioritizing who matters to us.
I think it makes people, they desensitize them so that they really have no social skills.
I think this is just me talking from my experience, it puts me in a position where I don't have to deal with real life things.
That show we were watching.
What show was that?
The guy with the strange addiction, and he had the doll.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Something that cannot talk back to me.
No.
Or I can scroll by it.
Right.
If what I've just been told, I don't agree with.
Correct. Yeah.
One of the things I have on my phone is an hour tracker. And it tells me exactly how long I've spent on social media. And social media is not just the thing. It could be anything. One of the signs that you have a distracted heart as well is if you're on your phone. Let's just say you're on your phone at church and you're taking notes. If you find yourself scrolling over the social media, you have a distracted heart. You
Will
can,
you say your heart is distracted?
because your enjoyment has been removed from what's happening in that pulpit to now. Let me see what's going on
You
social media.
disconnected.
It's distracted. It's distracted.
So would you say your heart or your?
It starts in your heart. You can literally tell yourself, "Don't do that."
With your heart?
You can tell yourself, "Don't do that." But the reason you can't is because the heart's power overrules what you just thought. Or do you even think that? Do you even say to yourself, "I ain't gonna go on social media"? Because it has become so second nature that picking up your phone and not going on social media just is not part of your day. At the office, Fee said, "I think it starts in the mind." We're going to break that down, Fee. Okay, so that would be a mind thing. Somebody else said it's a mind thing. So you're on your phone, right? All right. And what up, Relly Rel? And you're supposed to be taking notes.
And a message pops up.
Not even a message pops up. Just from the fact that you're so used to going to social media.
Or your habit.
It's a habit.
It's a habit.
It's a habit. So now you're supposed to be taking notes. And all of a sudden, let me check the social media. It's not a mind. The desire pops up first. And then it goes to the mind. If the desire doesn't come up, where does the thought come from?
I'm not saying my heart. I said that's a distracted mind. How quickly you got distracted from what you were actually doing.
So it's got nothing to do with the heart.
If I'm listening and I'm taking notes, and quickly something flashed on there or my habit came up, I don't think that's my heart.
I think it's your mind.
I think that's yeah.
I had that in here somewhere, but I don't know what I did with it. So they say it's a two-way street. They say the relationship between the heart and the mind is a two-way street, meaning that both the heart sends signals to the mind, influencing thoughts and emotions, and the mind can also directly affect the heart's activity through natural pathways. So neither one definitively tells the other what to do.
Okay.
They communicate with each other. So, okay. The heart, Fee said the heart comes after the mind when we talk about distraction. Rel says, if something flashes, that thing is a stimulant. So we're trying to get to the core of why we listen the way we do. Make sure we keep reminding ourselves this. That's what we're after, and how the talker in a heated discussion can actually control the atmosphere of the conversation. It's actually a scripture. I got it written down somewhere, I think. I ain't gonna keep quoting scriptures, but that's pretty much all I know. I'm gonna paraphrase it. It says, a calm word turns away wrath.
Okay, I got you.
Something like that. So the person talking, can I say this correctly, cannot get distracted on the purpose of the conversation if there is a purpose. Did that make sense?
The person who's starting the conversation should not get distracted because understands what the cause is.
The purpose of the conversation.
The purpose of the conversation. So if the other person starts to fly off the handle,
that's on them.
Because they got a trigger word.
That's on them.
You have to maintain.
You have to maintain your stance.
Right.
You have to keep the priority the priority. I came to express XYZ. Right. Now, here's the thing. What's the purpose of expressing what you got to say? Somebody say, "Oh, I just got to get this out." Why? What is the objective of it? To make you feel better?
People, if you're a person who don't feel like you're being heard by someone who is of value to you, because everybody don't have to have that, but to get your point across, you want to be heard.
Okay, I understand that. That's 100% understand. Why do you need to be heard? It's just a question.
Well, I mean, it's a person who always gets shut down when they're trying to express themselves. So
tell me the importance
of being heard.
Of needing to be heard.
Like
it makes you valid.
Okay, yeah.
It makes you valid. All right. With that being said, is there some sort of police system that should be put in place with the person needing to be heard? Meaning, okay, now that the person is, I don't know, I wouldn't say given permission, but now that, okay, the person is being heard, should there be a police system can be put in place?
A police system?
Right. Like, let me say this.
So you just say it.
Yeah, because now you're talking too much. Here's the thing again. Once again, I hope we understand. We got to get this understood. The person that's talking controls the temperature of the conversation, which means that person needs to be reading the room all the time.
So if the room is going left, you need to go right out the room.
I don't know if that is going to cause peace. Yes, peace over the fact that I need to be heard. What's more important? And each situation is different.
Right.
Each situation is different. So you can't use one way to go about.
No.
This happens though. It happens a lot. And at the point of impact, it never gets discussed properly.
No.
It never gets discussed properly. And this is what we're trying to get at. How to properly discuss these intents, and it all starts with the heart.
I will agree in that sense.
How you feel at that particular moment will control the direction of that conversation. Can you control that? Or do you need to be heard? What's more important? Once again, scattered priorities. How can I put my priorities in a place where the health of the relationship becomes the priority? Or do I need to be heard? Because I ain't never been heard. Nobody ever hears me. Blah, blah. I'm being serious. I mean, and I'm not talking about us. I'm just saying, at what point does the health of the relationship become more important? Somebody wrote something here. Excuse me. Sometimes you get to the point that it gets very aggravating if you have to keep telling the person over and over again, and the other person makes themselves to be the victim. Then they choose to say something about you to get you off of them. Okay, let me read that again. Sometimes you get to the point that it gets very aggravating if you have to keep telling the person over and over again, and the other person makes themselves to be the victim. Then they choose to say something about you to get you. Okay, I got it.
That's their defense.
What's up, TPZ? If you're in that kind of relationship, I honestly believe that there needs to be some professional help that's being sought.
Or prior to the conversation.
I'm addressing this. She said it keeps happening over and over again. Right? If you keep telling the person over and over again, over and over again, over and over again.
So right, you need an immediate.
Somebody has to come in to help you. Now, is that other person willing to sit with somebody else and actually allow you to be heard?
Right. Or prior to the conversation, say, listen, right now I need to express how I feel about whatever has occurred. I don't need your rebuttal. I need you to hear me hear what I'm saying.
What happens if that doesn't
That
work?
it isn't a jab at you. It ain't taken away from you. This is how I feel. So give me that moment. Now this has got to be that it's a relationship where you genuinely care, love, and respect the other person. If you said that to me, that I'm protective of you and your heart. So I understand what you're getting ready to say is important to you. So how I feel about your tone or whatever you get ready to deliver goes out the window.
Say that again now. How you feel about my tone?
How whatever you're getting ready
Is
to
that
sound,
actually what will happen though?
if you express to me,
I'm not going to do that. So don't use me.
exactly.
I'm not going to do that.
No, you're not.
I'm
I'm gonna
not.
do that.
Well, you got the floor to do it. I can put myself in an emotionless position to hear you.
Mm.
I can do that because of the priority of who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm going to ask this question again. What is the objective of it? Okay, you need to be heard. I guess, I don't know, maybe something hurt you or something like that. Okay, this is just me. Are you going to have a resolution to what we're talking about, or are you just trying to get this stuff out?
It can be that you're expressing yourself
Right.
to that person,
Mm-hmm.
and that person heard you.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's where the resolution comes in. I'm not coming in with a resolution.
Why are you yelling?
I'm yelling?
Yeah, you're loud.
I'm passionate.
No, you're not. You're yelling. Because if it was me, you'd say I'm yelling.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
I know when you're yelling.
No, you don't.
Anyway. See, now you made me thump.
I didn't make you do, my behavior didn't make you do anything.
Yes, it did.
No, it did not.
Uh-huh.
You got distracted.
I got distracted.
Why did you get distracted?
Had nothing to do with my heart. It was with you and your words.
Do you see how confrontational you are right now?
I'm not confrontational.
You turned towards me
because I'm engaging in a conversation with you.
Your leg is on my chair.
Uh-huh.
Get back over there.
Nope.
It can happen.
I know.
Oh.
Okay.
That fast she got distracted.
I had nothing to do with my heart.
Come on, control your. Thank you, Fee. Control your conversation. Okay, so that instance right there, that had nothing to do with your heart.
No.
You just said you're passionate. Where did passion came from?
But passionate, I wasn't angry. I'm not angry.
I did not say you were angry. Who said you were angry? I said, did it come from your heart?
But you said it was aggressive.
I didn't say you were angry. Did I say you was angry?
You said aggressive.
So where'd you get anger from?
So what do you mean when you
No,
said aggressive?
we're not getting off the subject. We're not
what
getting.
What do you mean by
aggressive? We're not getting off the subject.
It's not off the subject.
Yes, it is, Carmen. The subject right now is where did it come from?
My passion. I felt like I was defending what I thought.
It came from your heart.
Okay.
Where else could it have come from? Where did it come from?
Okay.
I mean, come on. We gotta get to positions in life where we admit that it's not a bad thing.
Right.
It's a truthful thing.
Oh.
And once we get to the truth of the matter, we can resolve some things.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Your passion for what you were talking about. That's not a mental thing.
Mm.
It's a heart thing.
Okay.
Just like that conversation we just had.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from your heart.
Mm.
It starts with your heart. That was a perfect example.
It was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You showed me physically a different perspective of it.
I didn't show you. You showed you.
Me, yeah. But I mean, it is what it is.
Fee said aggression is a form of anger. Not from her, Fee. That's. But that was a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Mm.
Perfect example. It does not start in your mind.
Mm.
It starts in your heart. So by your temperament, I said you were aggressive, right?
Right.
You never toned down. You could have controlled the whole conversation.
Mm.
You got more elevated.
Okay, but
I never moved.
You don't move.
I never moved.
You don't move.
I know. Why? I'm just saying, what is the purpose of it? What will it solve? But in the midst of you expressing yourself, you got distracted. Why?
I did.
You know why? Because I did not give you the answer you were looking for.
No, you kept needling me.
That should have never distracted you.
It does.
It shouldn't.
Ouch, ouch.
That shows that the priority wasn't what you had to say.
Okay. Okay.
Is this making sense?
It does.
I could have came with a better example than that. So that's what we're talking about. The distracted heart is. So let's just use what just happened as an example. Her expectations from me did not get fulfilled, and it distracted her to the point that she couldn't go back to what she was talking about.
Usually, yeah.
And you asked me
what I say
to help you. It's a great example. It's you know, it's the key to hearing your partner by learning certain things about them. Now, of course, I could have said to you what it is that you were talking about to get you back on course, but I didn't do that purposely so that we could see what I'm trying to emphasize here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You still don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's gone.
It's okay.
It happens all, but in other cases, I may have forgotten
There has not been a time that we've talked that I have not reminded you of what you were talking about. I just didn't do it right then.
No, of course.
Because my assignment is to cover you even if I'm upset about something.
True. And vice versa.
Withholding that information from you is not covering.
No, that's actually being belligerent.
It's being selfish.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So there's times in your relationship that, how can I say this? And this has to do with listening. You got to hear what's going on. Like, I said she got aggressive. I said that just joking around. That don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? But her entire posture changed.
Yeah.
Everything changed.
Yeah.
But because there was something that you had to get out, you never saw it.
No.
And I alerted you to it.
You did.
And you never gave it nothing. You know why? Okay. As long as you know. Yeah. All right. So let's read some of these notes that I got, thousands of them. So we discovered this museum in Jesus. I can't remember where it's at. But it's a museum where you can walk through the human body.
Oh, that's in Switzerland.
It's in Switzerland. And as you're walking through the human body, you're interacting with certain things in the body to bring you understanding of how your body operates. This is one of the things we don't do as people. We don't do enough research on how we operate. Right. I can tell you how you operate, but we don't do enough research on how we operate. What makes me listen the way I listen? Why am I so much more aggressive with my partner than I am with anybody else? What causes that? And once again, honest journaling will help you out.
Yeah.
This is another picture of this museum. They're actually walking through the mouth. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain things inside there that tells them what's happening as they're walking through. Pretty good place. Once again, y'all, go ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to keep posting this up every so often. And these are some of the, I don't know what you want to call them, posters or whatever, I came upon this week. This one says, if you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your goals and the life you want.
Oh, that is so.
But you got to understand what's a distraction.
Yeah.
Because you've done made the distraction your priority.
Yeah.
So now what's important is the distraction. Somebody got a comment here. Expectations. Another one is, I got a whole bunch of them. Can't see it. There it goes. I don't know. That's in the way. The world's most profitable industries thrive on conflict and disease. Conflict. Distractions.
Yeah.
Distractions. This is some of the things that will tell you that you're being distracted. Staying in the dark too much. consuming too much negative news, blasting your headphones at full volume, social isolation, too much screen time, consuming too much sugar. I don't know what that got to do with it. Barely moving throughout the day, poor sleeping habits. These are things to alert you that you're being distracted. Let me go back to some of this stuff over here. This is the one that I really wish everybody could harp on. Digital overload. Excessive use of technology and constant connectivity can erode mindfulness and emotional presence. I read this article today or yesterday, and it talked about influences. It said for anybody to think that whatever they spend the majority of their time is not influencing them, they're crazy. It's got to have some kind of influence on you. But it can be positive. You got to be able to tell yourself, this is too much of this. This is too much of that. You can literally look around your surroundings and tell that you're being distracted. All right, do something about it.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with a lot of people is, why does somebody have to tell you that there's a problem? If you're journaling, that's the big thing. If you're journaling, if you're writing stuff down, hey, Claudia, G Money, if you're writing stuff down on a regular basis and you're going back and checking this stuff, you got to know that you need to do something to make this thing different. Or do you care?
I was going to say, some people don't see it because it's their normal. So why would I think it would be anything different? Unless I keep butting into that wall, going nowhere. And then I made a decision that I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something different.
What has to happen for that person to come to the conclusion of that?
Sometimes it's tragedy.
I think tragedy is the number one. How can I say it? It's almost like that's the only thing that's going to cause them to wake up. And that's across the board.
Yeah.
That's across the board. So what we're talking about, if you just came on, is how distractions cause you to listen as well as talk certain ways. Trying to keep the priority is what we're trying to emphasize. If you came on late, you missed a great example. It was so on time because it emphasized what I'm trying to say. You got to go inside your heart and clean some things out.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, but it's very doable.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that we've got in our heart has been buried so deep in there.
Definitely.
And we don't even know that it's what drives us. I've read stories of, and I've actually seen this, how some people, say you're in a relationship and you misunderstand what love is. Let's just say the person was, I don't know, handsy or just, they did things that you really didn't agree with. But when they stopped, you would literally do something to create that atmosphere because you have made up in your mind
that was a sign of affection.
That was a sign of affection. And this happens in how we listen. It happens in reverse because now that movement, that tone, that it instantly throws you off because your heart gives it familiarity with something that hurt you. And now you're hearing from that place. How do you change that? How do you change that? You got to be aware that it's happening.
You have to make up in your mind.
You have to be aware that it's happening.
Yeah.
But who can make you aware? These are the questions I've been posing to people. Who can make you aware that something that's actually happening in your life is a negative without you flying off the handle?
Someone you deem.
That's the truth.
Mhm.
And I say this all the time. Who better than your partner?
That's true.
But we don't listen. I'm just saying, we don't. And some of us have to go way back to try to understand why it's so hard for us to listen to someone of the opposite sex. It's not necessarily have to be your spouse. Somebody of the opposite sex. Why is it so hard for that? For me, it was my mom. It was my mom. It took a lot of counseling for me to figure it out, but it was my mom. It was the fact that I had this thing against womanhood. And with my mother, back then you couldn't do whatever happened. But the first chance I got,
right.
Now I'm rebelling against womanhood.
Right.
And it wasn't healthy for my relationship.
No.
But I didn't even know I was doing it. And that's the big thing about a lot of stuff that we do. We don't know we're doing it.
Yeah.
How do you become an effective listener? How do you become an effective talker? The person that you hold the dearest, when they say something to you, listen, pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't always have a rebuttal.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Mm-hmm.
If the relationship is going to work, you don't have to agree with what that person says.
Right.
Like you said, I just need to hear you.
Right.
Okay, this works for you. Can you give that person that much? What are you losing?
Right. Time.
If you call that person a priority.
Right.
Or is that person a priority?
Mm-hmm.
Because your actions tells them they're not. Mm-hmm. I've told you this is what I want. Mm-hmm. You still don't do it. What is that person supposed to do? Mm-hmm. No, a lot of people decide to go outside of the marriage. Mm-hmm. It's not going to make it any better. Let me tell you, It's not going to make it any better. But what are they supposed to do? How long are they supposed to put up with what they've told you is something that's bothering them or something that they need from you, right, and you still have not decided
to make them a priority?
To make them a priority.
Mm. You need an outside.
You need a mediator.
We need someone,
You need a mediator, and preferably somebody that neither of you know.
That part, yeah. Because people get too into familiarity. That's the way to say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I had a whole lot of stuff that I thought I was going to be able to talk about, but this stuff is all jumbled up over here. But next week will be better. We're going to stay on this for a while, primarily because we need to learn how to listen, not only listen better, but to talk better, especially the people we say we care about.
So be effective communicators.
Effective communication.
Right.
How can I be a more effective communicator?
Right.
And that just doesn't mean talking.
Right.
It means listening.
I actually shared with a coworker that lately I've been hearing that I needed to stay silent about things because I found myself at work always speaking up because the team isn't talking, but it's always me who's got, a rebuttal or I got information. And it was like something just said, okay.
What was it that came to you that said, nigga, you talking too much?
It is say, nigga, I'm talking too much. But it was like, it was time for me to just stand back, stand down, and be quiet. So
let me stop you right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're paying attention, it happens to all of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. Something is said to you on the inside of you, to tell you you're tripping, but we ignore it. We ignore it, and we dive way down into that hole. And now you want somebody to throw you a ladder.
Yeah. Help me.
When you've been
You
told,
dug yourself into that. Yeah.
somebody said, with my generation, we listen to respond, not to understand what our peer. That's just not a good place.
No, yeah, because they are very knee jerky, meaning it's that trigger word. I heard you say this word, so I'm gonna jump out at that
Reach the
word.
thing, move that bang on the table.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Fee said that's her too.
yeah,
What you were talking about. So this goes along the line of what I was saying earlier. The policing of yourself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Nobody should have to do that.
No,
I believe that there's something in every one of us
yes,
that's a flare goes off.
yeah, and it's just a matter of you paying attention,
Being aware enough to go.
And I'm gonna say that's even a form of obedience. Hearing the word,
But you did something about it.
and that I took that action. And it was like, so she's like, well, does that mean you're not going to talk? I said, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying every time that there's a subject, I don't have to always have an answer.
So it's in here somewhere. That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
The body will be the repairer of the distracted heart.
Right.
It's internal.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is an inside job.
If you're allowing yourself enough time to hear you, you'll be able to sit back and go, wait a minute, I am talking too much.
Mm-hmm.
I am talking too much.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing about that. Everybody around you have gotten so comfortable with you talking so much. Now there's something wrong when you don't talk.
Like, Carmen, are you okay?
There's got to be something wrong.
Yeah, I'm fine.
There's got to be.
I'm fine.
They can't function now.
Well, they're going to have to learn because I'm really going to be obedient and I don't have any
That's
input.
excellent.
I don't, and I won't.
That's
because
excellent.
it's like you said, as long as I'm speaking up for the team, why do I need to say anything? Because she's going to defend me.
And you don't even understand that some of them could probably be throwing you under the bus.
Definitely.
You know what Carmen said?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not policing yourself,
right. Mm-hmm.
That's very important, people. You got to have something in place to shut you down. That's coming from you.
Yeah.
It shouldn't always have to come from somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes from somebody else, are you going to receive it? Once again, the listening aspect of it.
Right.
I'm good at talking, but I'm not that great at listening.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much where we're at with this. Go ahead.
And now I know why I got the way I got. When we were talking, I may not remember where I was with it. It was a blonde moment. But anyway, I always know when I speak to you, I'm going to use us. It's because you're a wordsmith.
Don't use me as your
because it is. It is.
It is not.
I always feel like I got to go the extra mile to explain myself.
That's a you thing.
To defend myself.
That's a you thing.
So I'm passionate in regards to that when I'm speaking to you because it's like I always got to go extra. That's why.
And you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
That's on you. It's not on me.
Mm-hmm.
You just right now use me as your reason.
See?
That's what you did.
Wordsmith.
It's the truth. It's not a wordsmith. You literally use me as the reason for what just happened.
No, I'm taking responsibility for it, but it's because what I built up inside of me.
That's what it is.
That's what I said. I built that up inside of me.
When you gonna fix it?
Oh, it's being fixed.
She ain't going fast enough, Fee. She is not going fast enough. It is taking forever.
Forever.
This is the basis of what we're talking about this week. And next week, I'm going to have paper in front of me because this thing here just put all the notes together in one. But yeah, it's effective communication. How can I be a better communicator?
Yeah.
Where does it start at? What is it about how I listen that's a problem?
Yeah.
What is about how I talk that's a problem?
Right.
A lot of us don't realize it's stuff that's happened many, many years ago that has formulated certain boundaries within us that's causing us to hear and talk the way we do.
That could be why the younger generation operate off of triggers, because they're in a stage where they're trying to, would you say, project their adult role, because they're not little kids, they're those young 20-somethings. So they react real quick because they see themselves as young adults, and they're talking to another adult.
I think that we just live in a very sensitive culture now.
Very.
A lot of us don't even understand that this sensitivity is brought on by electronic devices.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something about people being cyber bullied, and it's amazing to me that you just don't cut your phone off. But we have become this sensitive based off these devices. And so when you're dealing with kids, you got to understand that. Yeah. Although that child might be 20, 21, where are they at mentally?
Right.
And then as an adult, do we give them the platform to express themselves?
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
Without judging them.
Where the effective communication, to let them know they can put their guards down and let's just have a real conversation. I'm not going to correct you to say I'm an adult. I'm your senior. Speak to me in a certain tone.
Right,
let them express themselves. The way they express themselves.
We got to kill that.
And then create a relationship where you can have those conversations.
But one of the things that I've learned from talking to a lot of kids is they don't need you to say nothing back. They just trying to get some stuff out.
Yes.
And for some reason, as adults, we think we got the best advice. We think we got the best counsel, and we're not reading the room.
No.
We're not reading the kid. We're not reading our partners.
Right.
Because if we were, it wouldn't always be about having the last thing to say.
Right.
It wouldn't always be about being right.
Right.
It would be about keeping peace in that house. Yeah. Now, when you have the opportunity, you bring that situation back up and say, the other night when we had this, XYZ, and it needs to be, I believe that a lot of things will get played out better if we waited until it was some civility, opposed to yelling and screaming at each other all the damn time.
Yeah, that gets
nobody gets
nothing gets resolved. You mad, I'm mad.
Some 20-something young adults are more mature than some. See, the issue I have with a lot of cats in our age, and Jazz put this post on Facebook today. It said, if you were out when you were younger and you made a name for yourself, you'll be trying to make a name for yourself now.
That's what the problem is. You got some 50s and 60-year-olds trying to be 18-year-olds.
They're not trying. They are.
Well, mentally they are.
Because when they were 18, they couldn't hang out.
They couldn't do anything, yeah.
You had to be, you just couldn't hang out. And now you're coveting stuff that people who have done it don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't even understand their role has changed.
Roles have changed, yeah.
But their role has changed, but they don't have the capacity to fill it.
They don't have anything.
So they hanging out with these kids, and the kids is laughing at them. They laughing with them.
Goofy, yeah.
You 60 years old asking for a cigarette.
And a sip of your
beer.
Hey, player.
Hey, player.
You sharing a Lucy.
Effective communication, man. My notes was all over the place, man. I apologize. I'll be better next week. But the correlation, let me put this back up. It's the correlation between the heart and the ear. The heart and the ear.
She said, or they were locked up and now playing catch up.
That's a big part as well.
Yeah.
Some of these people were locked up for a long time.
Yeah.
And now they home.
If you locked up at 18 and you come out and now you're 50.
Yeah, for a long time.
You're actually an 18-year-old in a 50-year-old body because you got to play catch up. You've been out of touch with the outside world.
And that's real.
Mm-hmm.
Man, y'all go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh, that guy, who was it? Simon,
right?
He gave us a star.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about probably was Dennis Lucas.
No, it said Simon.
This is the QR code for our YouTube channel.
Last name with a G.
This is, here it goes, our Simeon. Says Simon.
I
you don't know who Sims is?
No. Am I supposed to know?
Yeah. He was with Ted and them down here.
I probably recognize him.
Yeah, if you see his face. Yeah, Sims was part of the crew. Yeah. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Most of our conversations are going to be thought-provoking.
Yeah.
So don't look for no, it's not going to be a lot of fluff. We're trying to get better from the inside out.
Yeah. It's called Better for Today, not...
It says your body is a temple that you're responsible for maintaining.
Yeah.
Like I said, next week, I have my notes in order. It's about communicating. We started this year off with jumpstarting things to jumpstart 2025. We start off with insurance, health insurance, life insurance, and then we came back with things that hurt us. And then this week was communication. This was based off my wife and Fee coming up, talking about tones, how certain conversations, you got to be careful what your tone is.
Yeah.
D, it's here it goes. I'm gonna put it on the bottom of the. I just had it. I don't know where it went that fast. Mm-hmm. Where'd it go that fast, D?
Hey, Dennis.
Let me find it. Well, here's the this is the QR code, D. Right there. You can probably take a picture of that. And good morning. You blew me. You threw me off with that. I remember where you was at. And take a picture with your phone, D. That should take you there. I got so many daggone notes over here. I confused myself today. Here it goes. It's on the bottom. I don't know if you can use that. I had it somewhere where I was able to put it in the feed, but I didn't. Fee, these conversations are fantastic because it cleans us out. I scanned it with my that's what's up. Mm-hmm. Go and subscribe to our YouTube page, people.
We like having adult conversations. We used to have they're still our friends, but we lived in the same vicinity, and we used to sit down and have, to way hours of the night, the morning, and have just healthy conversation about real life stuff, just coming up with solutions or how we could impact other people. Not talking about anybody else, but just healthy dialogue. I think that we need to, as a society, and I'm not putting a color to it, but we all need to get more involved in healthy dialogue that's going to better one another.
It's missing. It's not just our culture. It's just missing. Like, it's very rare that you get around a group of people and there's a healthy conversation that takes place.
Right. Everybody wants to talk about
crap.
What's going on reality TV.
Crap.
And who in jail, who not in jail. And
so it's up to us to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Not just here.
Right.
But amongst your friends. Like, just you around a group of people, just pose a question. It's different now. Nobody wants to hear the truth. like back in the day. That's the reality of it right there. Carmen, don't nobody want to hear the truth. It's very hard. It's very hard to tell somebody the truth without them getting offended. It's very hard. I've tried it this whole week to see. So let me tell you how my week went. Once I began to read a lot of stuff, I got quiet. Even at the office, I was asked, "What's wrong?" Yeah, why does there have to be something wrong when I got quiet? People become comfortable with who they think you are. And when you sit back and just want to chill, now there was a situation that happened today. So they asked me to switch. There's a job. I agree. They can't handle the truth. There was a job that I was working on. And so it bids on the 30th. And another job that they need me to work on, the bid date is already done.
Passed.
Right. And so the plans wouldn't pull up because the bid date was already due.
So it won't come up. Gotcha.
So I text or email the client and said, "Hey, XYZ. I was told that was wrong because it seems like we're derelict in doing our duties." All right. This was an assumption. So when I told the truth, it didn't get received right. When I could have just said, "Oh, don't worry, it's not going to happen again."
Mm-hmm.
No. Let me tell you the objective of why I did it.
That's right.
And the objective of why I did it clashed with this illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? The truth exposes your illusion. And now you can't deal with it. And so you come up with all kind of nonsense instead of going, "Thank you."
Right. Seeing it for what it is.
When you get warm,
the client probably respected you.
Oh, if I show you the email chain, how else would they know that I need the plans? But anyway,
right.
When you find yourself getting warm, sit back and ask yourself why.
Right.
Why did what that person just said to me make me warm like that?
Right.
It touched something inside of you that could possibly need to be worked on.
Mm-hmm. I had a scenario.
If your breath stinks, someone should offer you gum. And you knew if you didn't know and asked if it stinks, what would say, "Yes, it does"? You would say, "This dude is silly. That's Dennis, man."
Okay. I had a scenario at work where I had a conversation with someone and I thought that I had built up access where we can speak to one another friendly. We're on the same team. And you know me, I'll deem you my friend. Well, then the person decided that they're going to go silent, like not respond when I'm asking you questions. And then it was like, well, did I do something? If I did something, I said something, I apologize. And I found myself reaching out, trying to apologize for something. And then I had to sit back and go, I didn't do anything.
So what was you apologizing for?
Exactly.
Because you took their feelings into consideration.
Exactly.
What are y'all?
And I had to tell myself, Denise, shut up.
Pause.
I had to say, all right, what are you doing?
And we do that a lot.
Yes.
We give everybody else the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly. And it was like, okay, what are you doing?
And then we sit back and say, why did that person do that when you gave them a clear signal on how to treat you?
Yeah. Hence why, staying back, man down.
You know, why did they do that?
Yeah. So I'm learning because I'm a person who like to make everybody happy. Say something smart.
I ain't said nothing.
Say something smart.
I ain't said nothing.
So I have to understand that I matter more.
Absolutely.
And I have to stop it. Absolutely. I had to stop it. So, yeah.
But now watch how their reactions are going to be different towards you. Because you've gotten them accustomed to this other person.
Mm.
And now they're gonna sit back. Oh, why you ain't? Yeah, because now that you've decided to stop doing it, it has not put them in a position to accept this new you.
What?
Thanks, Sharice. So we'll be back on next week. Once again, the topic is communication, listening, and talking.
I said, no, that's an example of somebody telling me the truth.
That's him talking about the bad breath thing. You got to read the other thing. Yeah. Communicating better with the people we claim to love. I mean, we're so hard on the people we claim to love. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We give people out there in the streets a whole lot more leeway than we do the people that we claim to love.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We bend over backwards for the people. Do stuff for the people and get home or wherever and turn into Mr. Crazy. Yeah, we don't, and when you do a lot of reading and research, it's because there's more applause out there than is at the house. At the house, there's an expectation of you that in the streets, it's what can I get out of you? And the more you get applaud, the more you find yourself doing. Now, the example we just gave a minute ago, you said you're not going to be. When you stop, you're going to see the real them.
Oh, definitely.
Because as long as you're doing something that benefits them, you okay.
Right.
Not realizing that same effort should be done at the house.
Right.
And it's not going to come with applause.
No.
But the level of gratitude at the house is so much higher.
It is.
Even if it's not spoken.
Yeah.
Some people need to be told you did a good job. I think, man, if you're in some type of relationship, why do you need to be told that? This is what's expected. This is what you signed up for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's because we have high expectations for our love. And that's what it is. We put them on these pedestals sometimes, and they don't fulfill these expectations we got. Expectations that you're the only one that know about.
It is true.
Because you haven't told them.
Right.
Once again, effective communicating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's have these open dialogues where the people that we claim to love ain't wondering what we thinking.
Right. We said it.
And even if you change your mind, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Okay, she changed her mind. Why am I tripping?
Yeah.
All right, let's go with plan B.
Yeah.
But we don't. We get all bent out of shape. Man, y'all, come on, man. Life is not that complicated.
We complicate it.
We complicate it by our illusions of what's supposed to happen, opposed to dealing with what's right in front of us.
What's in front of you? Yeah.
It's important to deal with what's in front of you. You know what I mean? Even if what you thought was going to happen didn't happen. Okay. I'm learning that. It's very difficult for me to change speeds, but I'm learning it.
You're getting better.
I know I am.
You are getting better.
Yeah. I know I am. I mean, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care who thinks what about it. That wasn't fair to the relationship.
Right.
And so I'm learning to get better at it. There's some things I'm still ain't going to do. But I'm going to let you know that before we get all the way out there and, you know what I'm saying? I just ruin the vibe.
What you said, go hiking. Never.
Yeah, we can go hiking. Honestly.
With sticks.
We're going to have hiking sticks and we're going to go hiking. But it's going to be a planned hike.
A plan, yeah.
It's not going to be random.
They're not going to surprise us.
Like, go to a mountain and go, we're going up there. Well, I hope you make it back down. Because I'm not going up there. Keish, you late, son. We about to go off. We're going to stay on another 5 minutes because you came on. We're talking about communicating, effective communication, listening, and talking.
Right.
It's been pretty good. I didn't talk about hardly none of my notes because they all jumbled up, but I'm better with paper. This thing here, electronic device, I don't even want to learn how to use it. But yeah, Yvette was on too. I didn't even see her. What's up, Yvette? And next week will be. She took a nap. We'll be back on. This is going to be something we're going to take this to the end of the month. It's effective communicating, and it ties into the heart.
I will agree with that.
The heart. How can I say this? As the word said, it's where the desires of it comes out of the heart.
Yeah.
How you feel
out of the heart. Out of your mouth, your heart speaks.
We come on at 8, D. Thursdays at 8 o'clock. The desire of the heart. The mouth speaks. Yeah. It's all about how you feel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's not the thought.
No.
It's how I felt about it.
Right.
That really creates the conversation piece.
Yeah.
How do we change it? How do we change the conversation to not convey what it is that the heart told us to say? How do we make the priority of the person more important than being right?
Yeah.
Than being than
because you end up doing more harm than good.
Can you post and pin that picture of the ears in the chat?
That was a great picture. A great analogy.
Let me see if I got it on my phone, Fee.
Thought you had it in there.
Yeah, but it's not in the chat.
Oh.
I think it's in here. That's where they came from. What did they? Come on. I'll make sure I put it. Where is it? Nope, it's not in here. Everything else is in here but that. I think it's in my email. I'll make sure you get it, Fee. I can put it up here, but I doubt if you can.
You couldn't copy it from there?
It won't let me.
What's the 3 buttons?
Then I just told you it won't let me.
I just said
it doesn't matter. I said to you, it won't let me.
Okay.
How come that wasn't enough?
I just asked the question.
But how come that wasn't enough when I said it won't let me?
Because I wanted to know what those 3 buttons were.
Why?
Because I wanted to know what the 3 buttons were.
You're not telling me why. When I told you,
I just did tell you why. You're not hearing it.
How come what I told you wasn't enough?
Because I wanted to know.
That's a problem.
For you.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's a problem. If not, take a picture with your phone. Hold on, Fee. I'm gonna figure this out. Because I can't put pictures in the chat. Oh, I got what she just said. I'm slow, Fee.
Oh, I could have snipped it.
You so concerned with my damn computer, you ain't over there doing what you could have done.
I just thought of that. That's all.
Whatever.
I mean, I'm not as quick as you, sir.
Save. Let's see if this works, Fee. Here.
Where's my app?
It won't let me put no attachments in here.
No?
Nah, it won't let me put no attachments in here. Nope.
Or share it to her Facebook page?
That's how she's going to get it.
Yeah.
Send it to your Facebook page, Fee.
I put the snipping, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know if it's going to work. It should work because you're on Facebook. But right. I'm not. I'm on this.
But I won't pull up.
Stupid, D. I'm going to make sure you get a Fee. All right, people, we're gonna chime off. It's 8:00 on Thursdays. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the QR code right there.
Shit, you took it down.
What's
Did it
that?
come up? No, it's fine.
Once
Because it
again,
disappeared again.
the communication. That's what we're going to be on for the next couple of weeks. We're jump starting our new year, and we just want to go into 2025 a little bit more prepared, internally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that people just don't get under our skin. You know, we got to stop letting people upset us. We just got to stop. And particularly our spouses. Why is your spouse the one that you exact so much fury on? Why is your partner the one? I understand they're the closest thing to you, but they should be the closest thing that you love, opposed to all that other stuff. I'm just saying it should be, and we don't seem to get it. And there's some crazy things happening in relationships.
Yeah,
some crazy things, man. So y'all keep warm out there. I don't know about it's cold up here, so I know it's cold down there in New York.
It was cold. I thought
it was freezing this morning. I mean, freezing.
Like in the teens.
It was probably about 15 out there.
Whoa.
Yeah. It took a minute for that truck to get warm. It didn't get warm till I got on the expressway.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was cold. Thanks for that coffee. I needed that. He who angers you controls you. That's right, D. So once again, it's 85 degrees. Yeah, you both say 85 degrees there.
But it's humid. It's humid.
Thursdays at 8 p.m. Next week's going to be really good, I guarantee you. All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your evenings. The rest of your evening. We out.